You know, women are expected to be mothers, wives, workers, and certainly for rural women, they're often in the family business and running the farm with their husbands, and so it's that juggling act of everything. So, and how many of us go, actually, I'm not coping with all of that. The Wellbeing Program was written around the concept of resilience. Every human being needs resilience, but certainly in farming communities where there's been droughts and things like that, that need for that internal resilience framework was what we were aiming at communicating. It was tools, it was strategies about how to get more, where it's come from in our lives, but also how to overcome when we're struggling. And so it was a very practical program that women were able to walk out with, you know, tools and knowledge to go, oh, okay, so that's what I might need to put in my life to make sure that I'm robust when life hits.
What is resilience? Resilience reflects the ability to confront and handle stressful life events, ongoing adversities, and traumatic experiences. Resilience is not a sign of exceptional strength, but a fundamental feature of normal, everyday coping skills. The level of resiliency an individual possesses will develop throughout their life. Resilience is just one of the many psychological tools we implement to get us back to feeling normal again following a significant life event. The benefits of resilience: increased motivation, lower absences from work or study due to sickness, less fear of failure and a greater likelihood to try again, reduction of risk-taking behaviours such as excessive drinking, smoking or use of drugs, less experiences of depression, anxiety, stress and avoidance, increased social connectedness and involvement in community or family activities.
So one of the I guess key ingredients that I talked about was the need for relationships. And I think that's really even more evident in rural communities because it can be quite isolating. Specifically in the Wellbeing Program, we were talking about women and how women need women, but also how women need authentic connections and they need honesty, and that it's okay to put your hand up and say, you know what, I'm not doing okay. Because that builds resilience as well, because we're able to support someone else who then in turn can support us. So it was really that message of relationships are pivotal. And I know that for a lot of our rural communities, sometimes, especially when times are tough and especially around mental health, there's a stigma, so we keep it secret. But this program was to kind of blow the lid off that and say, hey, listen, we've all had hard days and mental health touches all of us at some level and it's okay, so let's normalise that.
Developing resilience. Self-reflection. Learn about yourself and your experiences. Reflect on what was achieved, your strengths, your areas of development, and use these to develop coping strategies for the future. Choose your response. You have a choice in how you respond to matters. You can choose to react negatively or to remain calm and logical to find a solution. Control impulses. Attempt to stop yourself from acting on every impulse you have. Practice thought awareness. Don't let negative thoughts impact on your efforts. Forgive yourself. If a task was not achieved as desired, ease up on reprimanding yourself and remember that no one is perfect. Confidence in self. Find time to reflect on your achievements, give yourself praise and reward yourself for what you have accomplished. Take time for yourself. Participate in activities that you find enjoyable and relaxing. Look after your health, ensuring you have a healthy diet, exercise regularly, and develop better sleeping patterns.
It's about finding that activity or non-activity that brings you rest and relaxation, and just time away from the busyness of life and the stresses of life. For many people, it's a meditation. Sometimes it's binging on Netflix or being with friends or being on our own and reading a book. But it's about finding that thing that actually is good for you, because every individual has a different need.
My policy now is to say, okay, as soon as I start thinking bad, I've got to turn that around and start saying, well, there's some positives in this. Let's find the positives and work through the positives. And it's amazing if you continually do that. It takes a lot of discipline to do it, is to continually turn negatives into positives. that you all of a sudden become this positive person with a good attitude. And attitude plays a massive part in how well or not well people are. If we continue to have a good attitude, positivity just follows. We look for the good in everything, and instead of the bad in everything. It doesn't mean to say when a disaster happens on the farm that you don't spend some time, understanding how this is going to impact you, but I try not to let it bring me down to a point where I'm starting to that everything else around it is negative as well.
Let's just talk. Let's be honest and let's be authentic and let's keep it real, and kind of team up and do life better.
If you or someone you know needs support to recover from mental ill health, call Mind Connect 1300 286 463 or the Carer Helpline 1300 554 660.